We're all bored at home. There's one family that was bored and they've turned their sidewalk in front of their house into a silly walking zone. Maureen Salmon of San Luis Obispo having fun with passersby. Her family posted a sign on the front yard designed to designating a stretch of their sidewalk as the silly walking zone. These videos are so funny. This is a video you can see families joining in on the fun. The police even get in on this. These slow PD jumping in and doing some fun moves. The security camera capturing the silliness on video, and then the family shared it online. Salmon says they got the idea from Instagram. As a woman in Michigan who started this, Salmon says that it's a lighthearted way to reassure people during some uncertain times. Silly sidewalk, and Jason Stiff actually may have a little more insight into where this came from, right, Jason?
Yes, indeed. I'm going to place a bet that at least that San Luis Obispo police officer is a great fan of Monty Python. I am as well, because he completely and perfectly imitated the Ministry of Silly Walks walk right down that sidewalk. So well done. That was a great idea for them. I'm sure that the homeowners also have got to be Monty Python fans, because that's precisely what they were doing on Monty Python about 45 to 50 years ago. Well, right now we have some really nice weather on the south coast and the central coast of California, whether we do a regular walk or a silly walk. Well, it might look more like a silly walk with some of the gusty wind that we're expecting later on today. It's already starting to warm up in Pismo Beach. Look at that, 62 degrees right along the coast. It's only 42 degrees though in Paso Robles, 52 in San Luis Obispo, a cool 47 in Santa Maria, warming up to 45 in San Ynez. It was in the 30s earlier today, and 50s and lower 60s right now for the south coast. So if you remember from last week, we had that windy weather then. We had the wind over the weekend, and the same wind continues with the jet stream right over the Golden State of California. We're not done with it yet either. Still going to be sticking overhead for the next several days. So wind today, wind tomorrow. More likely a lot of wind on Wednesday, and for the south coast, that's going to last until Thursday morning. It should be a little bit weaker by Wednesday evening for the central coast, but it will not be weaker today. We have stronger wind in the forecast, lots of sunshine, lots of wind gusts between 20 and 35 miles an hour. Then it gets stronger for the south coast and the mountains of Santa Barbara County this afternoon, this evening into the overnight hours, and Tuesday morning. Clouds, you're not going to see a lot of them. We'll have a mostly sunny to sunny sky today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And once we lose that wind, it warms up even more on Thursday before we start to cool down a little bit by this upcoming Mother's Day weekend. Don't forget about that. Mother's Day is on Sunday, so make sure you do something nice. Well, here's the temperatures. They're going to be awfully warm. You may not like it this warm this early in the season, but we don't have any choice. Mid-80s around Atascadero and Paso Robles, upper 70s for San Luis Obispo, and they get closer to the beaches themselves, 60s and lower 70s, but warming up quickly around Pismo Beach already. We'll have a high today there in the 70s. For Santa Maria, 75 degrees, same thing for Orchid, lower 70s with lots of afternoon wind for Lompoc. San Ynez Valley, even warmer than that, lower to mid-80s this afternoon, and that after a cool start below 40 degrees. For the south coast, not quite as windy now as it has been during the overnight hours, but it will pick up, expecting highs in the 70s and 80s, warmer than it was yesterday. We'll have all that wind, and there's a decent chance of a wind advisory being issued. We don't have one yet, but we may have one because we have a lot of wind in the forecast. That's going to last through at least Thursday morning around Santa Barbara. And look at the highs climbing to 88 degrees. That's pretty warm for the first full week of May, but by the time we get to Mother's Day weekend, it'll cool down to just a little bit warmer than average in the mid to upper 70s. For Santa Maria, most days will be in the 70s, but not Wednesday and Thursday. Lower 80s for highs, and our normal high is not even 70 degrees this time of year, but we're going to be exceeding that each and every day. For San Luis Obispo, it'll be mainly 80s, but we're going to bookend that forecast with 77-degree highs today and also on Mother's Day Sunday. Lots of windy weather today through Wednesday. Same thing for Lompoc. A lot of wind through at least Wednesday evening. Daytime highs will climb to 80 degrees on Thursday, then cooling back to the slightly more seasonable lower 70s by this upcoming Mother's Day weekend. For San Ynez, it's nothing but 80s going forward. Mid to upper 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Cooling down a little bit more, though, by Saturday and Sunday. And for Paso Robles, it's not cooling down. It's going to get warmer. Mid to upper 80s and lower 90s for highs. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, peaking on Friday with a high of 92 degrees. And for the 5 cities, even warming up right along the coast. Mostly 70s. We'll have some highs in the lower 80s possible, especially by Thursday. A lot of windy weather today through Wednesday, and then quieter by Mother's Day weekend.